So the first thing is, I'm going to say a little bit about the class. And where's the Nick? That Nick knows a little bit about it because his brother did it last year. But this class is about learning to watch our thoughts and our feelings and our bodies, and then learning how to make choices once we've watched our thoughts and our feelings and our bodies. So I'm going to say a little bit about the rules for the class, okay? The first rule is that everything that's said in here is confidential. Who knows what confidential means? Does anybody? Anybody want to take a guess? Go ahead.
I forget.
It's okay. So confidential to me means that everything that's said in this room stays in this room. So if somebody tells a story about being sad or afraid, or even a story about being mean, you don't go out onto the playground and talk about it, or you don't talk with your friends about it. It stays in here. And the reason it stays in here is so that people can feel safe sharing whatever they want to share, okay? The second thing is that we're going to practice what's called mindful speaking and mindful listening. So mindful speaking means that you pay attention to what you say and that you speak from your own experience. You use I statements, and you pay attention to whether you're trying to give advice or fix or look smarter than somebody, and you pay attention to those habits in yourself, okay? Mindful listening means that we listen not only with our ears, but with our whole bodies and with our hearts, so that when someone's speaking, we're actually giving them our full attention, okay? And the only other rule is that we're going to stay in our own space, our space bubble. So everybody can imagine that they have a little bubble around them, and you don't want your bubble to bump into your neighbor's bubble. And sometimes our bubbles, I'll ask you to make your bubbles a little bigger so that there's a little bit more space between your bodies. And sometimes, like right now, our bubbles are pretty small and we're pretty close together, and you guys are actually doing really awesome of not bugging your neighbor. And if you happen to bug your neighbor and you don't stop when I ask you to stop, I may ask you to move to a different place in the room or to sit out for a minute until you can control your body again. Does that all make sense? Because we need to work as a group to help everyone pay attention, okay? And that's what we're going to be learning, is paying attention. So we're going to start with one paying attention exercise, okay? So I want everybody to just close their eyes, and I want you to listen until you hear the sound stop. And when your eyes are, with your eyes still closed, when you hear the sound stop, I want you to raise your hand. What is it like to just listen? Do we usually just listen?
No.
No. Do you want to do it again and see what it's like to just listen? Okay. See if you can give your full attention to the sound. Ready? How does your body feel when you just listen? Dominic?
Maybe like kind of you're really paying attention, and like you can really hear what's going around.
Yeah? Okay, so before we go any farther, you all know each other, but I don't know you very well. So we're going to introduce ourselves, okay? And the way we're going to do it is we're going to say our name, and especially for all the Nicks, if you can help me with whether you're a Nick or a Nicholas or a Nikki, that would be great. And we're going to say our names. We're going to say either the reason why we came, because some people might actually have a reason that they came. And your reason might be my mom sent me, or my teacher thought it was a good idea. We're going to say one thing that we'd like to learn more about, maybe in here, in this class, and one thing that we like about ourselves. And if you forget the list, I'll help you. So, do you want to start? No. Okay, great. And that reminds me of another rule that I forgot, which is it's totally fine to pass if you don't want to talk, or to wait if you want to talk later. Sometimes if you tend to pass a lot, I might check with you again and say, are you sure you don't want to say just a word or two? But if you want to pass or you want to wait till later, you can pass. Dominic, are you ready to go now?
Is this type of thing like called reflection?
It could be called reflection, yes.
That's what some people called it when I went to camp.
Oh, so you think you've done something like this? Okay. Do you want to say something about your name and at least what you thought of the reflection thing?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Nicholas, and the reflection that we did at camp was like we said a word that would describe us, how we're feeling now, and we would go around in circles and do it over and over again. But we wouldn't say the same word.
Right, because our feelings change, so when you go around, your feeling might be different the next time. And did you find that helpful when you were at camp? Okay, so is that part of why you came, or you didn't really realize that this was similar until you got here just now?
Actually, my mom made me come.
A lot of you are going to have that as at least part of the reason, and some of you may have some other reasons. So for example, when I taught here last year, some of the kids said that they had difficulty paying attention. Other kids said that they had difficulty controlling their anger. And you may not have any of those things. Some people might feel that they feel shy. But all of those we can explore together. So Nicholas, will you say something that you like about yourself?
I like that I once in a while run around and go crazy.
Okay. Dominic, your turn.
My name is Dominic. I came here because me and my mom decided it would be a good idea if I come here.
And do you know why?
Really know. My mom just thought it was a good idea, and I thought just coming here because my friend from last year in 5th grade came here.
Oh, who was that?
Casey.
Okay. I remember Casey. And one thing you like about yourself?
I like everything about myself.
That is a pretty amazing answer. Your turn.
My name is Nick, and my mom made me come here so I could know everybody and have good friends.
Are you new to school?
No.
So this is make more friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And one thing you like about yourself?
I like myself because I'm active.
Okay.
My name is Jennifer. My mom told me they would help me come here.
And help you with anything in particular, or just help you in general?
Help me in general.
Okay. And one thing you like about yourself?
I like trying my best.
Okay.
My name is Sonia. I came here because sometimes I get mad when they help me with my homework.
And one thing you like?
Sometimes I'm funny.
Okay. Javid,
Okay, my name is Javid, and the reason I came here because my mom wanted to. Okay, and and I like about myself that I'm funny.
you are funny. I found that out even when you were filling out the questionnaires.
My name is Nikki, and I came here because I wanted to see what it was like here, because my brother came here last year. And the thing I like about myself is
Well, see if you can pick one.
that I'm smart.
I heard them pick that one for you. Is that what you like too? Okay.
My name is Morgan. Why I came here is because my mom wanted me to, and I'm shy. And one thing I like about myself is, well, practically everything.
Do you want to pick one specific thing?
I'm good at spelling.
Okay.
I'm Brianna, and the reason I came here is because it's hard for me to control my anger at my sister. And what else do we have to say?
One thing you like about yourself.
And one thing I like about myself is that I'm good at a lot of things. Like,
Do you want to pick one?
good at volleyball.
Volleyball. Okay. Your turn, Mr. Murray.
Oh, I get to do this too? Should I be Mr. Murray or me?
You can be whoever you want to be.
All right. My name is Steve, and I came here because I've done lots of mindfulness training, and I find it very beneficial, and to use it, to learn it when you're young is going to be very helpful for the kids in school and outside of school, in their relationships and in their studies and their activities. And one thing that I like about myself is being a dad.
It's your turn, Justin. Okay, I'll go. How about this? I'll go, and then will you at least say your name and one thing you like, and you can skip the other part? Okay. My name is Amy, and I came because this is what I love to do. And like Mr. Murray said, or Steve said, I think it would be helpful for people to learn these things when they're younger. And one thing I like about myself is that I'm persistent, so I keep trying. Justin, your turn.
My name's Justin, and I like to draw.
You like to draw. Okay. Who's wiggly? Oh, you don't have to be wiggly. Okay, so everybody who's wiggly, I want you to make your space bubble a little bit bigger. So you can spread out just a little, not a lot. So Javid, keeping your body in your own space bubble. And just take a wiggle. Keep wiggling. Keep wiggling till the wiggles kind of stop on their own. Do they keep going or do they stop? They stop? Isn't that amazing? Because sometimes when you're so wiggly, you think, oh, it's never going to stop. I'm going to wiggle forever. Nicholas has a few more left. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to do our next activity. These are cut up. So Nikki, can you stay in your space bubble? These are cut up because we have at least one person in here with braces. So I want everybody to reach in and take 4 or 5 pieces and put them on a paper towel. And I'm going to send some this way and some this way. Okay? And when you have your pieces, just wait a moment. And you might notice what's happening right now in your mind and in your mouth. What's happening in your mind? What's happening in your mind? The mind is thinking, I'm hungry. 4 or 5 to start. And if there's extra, we can go around again. Don't worry about it, Nikki. What's happening in your mouth? Watering, yeah.
Not anymore.
Okay, but wait, because I'm going to give instructions. So if you started eating, please stop. It's okay. Why don't you put them in the center for now? Okay, so first thing I want you to do, take a look and tell me, what do you see?
Juice.
Well, so if you take away the idea of apple, what do you see?
Watermelon.
Watermelon?
Juice.
Can you see juice on yours, really?
Juicy fruit.
Happy face.
A happy face? How about colors?
Sad face.
Sad face.
Red.
Dominic.
Green. I see
Sideways face.
yellow and red.
Yellow and red?
Other side.
Yellow, red, green, juicy. Sonia's on a roll. Wait.
What spots?
Spots? Yeah, is the red all the same?
No.
Is the yellow all the same?
No.
I see these people. Patience. Okay, take a smell. What does it smell like?
Like good.
Like apples. Brown sugar.
Sounds like apples, brown sugar, juicy. Dominic?
Brown sugar, not brown sugar.
Like really a lot of juice inside.
Like it smells like a lot of juice.
I smell apple pie.
Apple pie,
Smells like a pumpkin pie.
Pe-
Apple juice. Whatever that. Pear.
peach pear, yeah?
What the heck is peach pear?
Smells
Okay.
like a weird
Now, we're gonna do the next part in silence and very slowly, okay? So I want you to listen to my instructions and try very hard not to get ahead of me. So the first thing I want you to do is to put it on your tongue and take one bite with your teeth, and then let the bite sit in your mouth. And again, and close your eyes and just notice what's happening in your mouth right now before you've even taken a bite. And now very slowly take only one bite and notice what happens. And then when you're ready, taking one bite and really tasting it, one bite at a time. Keep chewing, one bite. And notice the taste and the flavor. And then another bite. Going very slowly. See if you can actually notice that place where you want to swallow, and see if you can feel the swallow going down your throat. When you're done, just notice how your body feels after eating like this, and then you can open your eyes. What was that like?
Party fiesta.
What does party fiesta mean?
Party.
So does that mean it was fun?
Slow. For my tongue.
Fun for your tongue. I like it. Slow. And was slow fun for you or not so fun for you?
It made me mad. I just wanted to swallow it whole. I was like,
So Brianna, say something about why slow wasn't fun.
Because usually I eat it, like I just don't usually do it slow.
Right. Hang on, we will in a minute. And Nikki, say something about that it made you mad.
because we had to chew it really slow, and I'm not used to chewing slow.
Right, so it was different. Do we sometimes get mad when things are different?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dominic, what were you going to say?
Well,
Hang on one sec.
kind of made me uncomfortable because I just keep on chewing it, and then it finally gets time to swallow. I just like chewing it.
Okay. Nick,
I didn't like it because I was hungry.
right? So sometimes we want more, right?
All I got was
So we're going to do this, careful, because we're going to do the same thing again. Let's take a look. What do you have in your hand now?
a piece of
A half an apple.
A half of an apple piece.
less than a quarter.
Oh, you took a really big bite. How does it smell?
Still like
My mouth is juicy.
I was like, I need to eat it now. I think like
Smells like I need
Okay.
it. Smells like my tongue.
So, let's be curious. And even though some of us are hungry and some of us feel angry, let's see if we can do it really slowly, and let's see what we can learn about tasting. It's okay. You can start with the next piece. Okay, ready? Can you put it in your mouth? Can you close your eyes? Can you take one bite? Now, paying attention to the bites and how you move the apple around in your mouth and how the taste changes. Chew one bite at a time. And you guys did a phenomenal job of noticing that you were maybe a little impatient or a little angry sometimes with going so slow. So if those feelings are there, you can just notice them too. And you might notice the sound of chewing. Not making extra sounds, just noticing the sounds that are already there.
That's all right now.
When you're ready to swallow, you can swallow. So how was that? Lovely. Seriously?
Yeah, because I ate it faster.
Oh, you ate it faster.
I hardly have any
I'm
left.
still chewing.
You can keep chewing.
Like a 4 apple.
Were you, Nikki, were you as angry? Or not so much this time?
Not so.
Dominic,
I was calm.
you were calm. How did it taste?
Delicious.
Did anybody know apples were this delicious?
Yes. No.
Yes?
Yes.
Some yes, some no? How do we usually eat?
That fastly. Like this. Or any kind of that we want.
Do we taste our food sometimes when we eat so fast?
Yes. Wait. Sometimes.
don't go, but then I'm
Right. So how might our eating change if we ate more slowly and tasted our food? Dominic. So listen.
Really taste it more.
Taste it more. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna, for a minute, you can eat what's left, but I'd also like you to listen to what I'm saying. So that activity that we just did, that's mindfulness. Okay, mindfulness isn't bigger or smaller than that. Mindfulness just means paying attention here and now to what you're doing and what's happening in your body and your mind with kindness and curiosity. Paying attention to here and now with kindness and curiosity. Okay? And that's what we're going to be practicing for the next several weeks. And we'll see what it's like for you. Okay? So when you're done, I'm going to give you a minute and let you chew and finish. And the rest of the apples I am happy to save for after, and you guys can take some when you leave. But we're going to finish with apples for now. And then we're going to do another practice. Okay? And you can see if, even though you're not going super slow anymore, if you can still bring some of the practice to eating these pieces and really keep tasting your apples and keep noticing what's happening in your body. Okay?
Still taste the same?
Okay. If you're finished, I want you to come and choose one rock out of the bag. Be careful to not clonk heads with your neighbor.
Make sure you don't.
Oh, I want this one.
Make sure you don't.
You like it?
Ooh, he looks cool. This one looks kind of like
Like a what?
This one looks like an old shark tooth.
Oh, it does look like an old shark tooth.
These look
Make
like
sure you
skipping stones.
Some of them do look like skipping stones.
I really want to skip some.
Very
You wanna
flat?
look I want to skip some of
Reddish black. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Make sure you don't bump your neighbor.
Ooh, I think I got a better one than a good jelly bean.
Mine has
I saw that.
I think I ate mine with
Doesn't this kind of look like a shark tooth? Yeah, kind of.
Jennifer, you have a stone. Dominic, you don't have one yet, right? And Steve, you don't have one yet.
Mr. Murray, this looks like a jelly
Okay.
bean.
It does.
Like a jelly bean? A big jelly bean.
Yeah, a jumbo size. Oh my gosh, that is huge.
Okay, Dominic, you ready? And Nikki, are you still eating? Okay.
Yeah, Nikki's still
So for those of you who have your stones, and some of you have already started to do this, I want you to hang on to them so that you don't bounce them into somebody's head. You can take a look and see what your stone is like. You can see the colors. You can see the textures.
It's kind of, it has some of my brush color.
Yeah. Okay, does everybody have one? Okay, can you move your napkins out of the way? You can bring a rock next time and we can all take a look at it. So can you hang on to that, Justin, so you don't clunk me or Steve in the head? Okay, and now I'm gonna ask you all to lie down with your heads in the middle and your feet towards the outside on your backs. Dominic, do you have room? So make sure that you, now our space bubbles change shapes, right? So make sure that you have room even with your bubble. Can you lie down too, Dominic?
Hi, camera. Hi, camera.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Okay, Javid, I'm gonna ask you to pay special attention to staying in your bubble. Okay, I want everybody to put their rock on their belly button. And you can put it either on the inside of your shirt or the outside of your shirt. Okay, and now I'm gonna give more instructions, but I can't do that until you're quiet. Okay? So Justin just said his rock is cold. And some people's rocks may be cold. And they may actually start to warm up as we do this. So I'm going to ask you to be quiet so that you can hear the instructions. So can everybody feel their rock on their belly?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you to be quiet so you can hear the instructions. I want you to put your attention on your rock and your belly. And I want you to feel the rock. You can leave your breath exactly the way it is. Let your breath be normal. And feel the rock go up with the in-breath. And down with the out-breath. And if you notice that you feel silly, feeling silly is okay. And I'm going to ask that you focus your attention on the breath and the rock. So feel the rock go up with the in-breath and down with the out-breath. And now I'm going to give you a challenge. Okay? See if you can feel the very, very beginning of the in-breath, just where the rock starts to go up. And see if you can feel the whole in-breath, the whole time the rock is moving up. And then see if you can feel the end of the in-breath where the rock stops moving. And now, see if you can feel the whole out-breath from where the rock starts to go down, all the way through to where the rock stops moving. And it will be harder to feel the motion of the rock if you're giggling. So now there's a place, we're seeing how closely we can pay attention. So now there's a place between the in-breath and the out-breath where the rock is still. See if you can feel that moment where the rock is still. And there's another place between the out-breath and the in-breath where the rock is still. So see if you can feel that moment. And now we're going to feel the whole cycle of the breath. In, still, out, still. See if you can put all your attention on the breath. And if you're talking, then some of your attention's not with the rock and the breath. So just as an experiment, see what it's like to put your full attention with the movement of the rock and the movement of the breath. And whenever you're ready, just take a moment. Notice how your body feels and how your mind feels now. And then very carefully, I want you to open your eyes, check and see where your neighbor is, and sit up without bumping them. Okay. So, what is it And take a feel of your rock right now.
It's hot.
Is it warm or cold? Was yours inside your shirt or outside your shirt? Outside. So mine was inside my shirt, and it's much warmer than when I first picked it up. So what was it like to pay attention to your breath? Dominic.
You can see how really the breath is moving around in your body.
Okay, everybody, I want you to put your rocks down flat in front of you. Someone's missing one. Okay, could you say that again, please, Dominic?
Wait, what was the question?
What was it like to pay attention to your breath? Can you put it down, please, Justin?
What was like to pay attention to your breath was you lay down. You know, it's been
It's okay. How many
Pass.
people? Okay. How many people found it really difficult? What was difficult about it, Nikki? See if you can. You knew that you found it difficult. So see if you can figure out what was difficult about it, because it's not so simple. Dominic, did you want to say something? What?
It was really difficult because I kept on really hearing funny noises around. Like I kept on hearing Nicholas keeps on laughing, which makes me laugh, and I can hear snores.
Right. So some part of what's difficult is when your neighbor's not doing the exercise. And remember, we kind of made an agreement at the beginning that we were going to help each other listen and do the exercises. But there's some other things that are difficult. Paying attention in general can be kind of difficult. And most of us, how often do your teachers, Nicholas, can you hold your rock, please? How often do your teachers tell you to pay attention when you're in school? Sonia? Go ahead. It's okay. He won't mind. It's okay. Do they say pay attention a lot?
No, not really.
Yes.
Yeah, to you, because you're always goofing off.
Now, was that just so you know? That's not mindful speaking, okay? Because you weren't saying what was true for you. So we want to be careful with our speech. But do your parents and your teachers say that those words, pay attention, a lot?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes.
No?
Yeah.
Really?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
My teacher barely says it. Like,
Rarely
I don't
says
like
it?
my mom.
this guy in our classroom.
Jawan.
So sometimes grown-ups tell kids to pay attention, right? A lot. And they don't really tell them how. So this class is partly about learning how to pay attention. And there's lots of things to pay attention to, right? We can pay attention to eating. We can pay attention to our breath. We can pay attention to our thinking. We can pay attention to what we say so that when we think something that's maybe not so helpful to say, we don't all of a sudden say it out loud. We can pay attention to how we're feeling so that if we're feeling angry, we can make a choice about how we take care of ourselves with those feelings. Dominic?
We can pay attention to our hearing too.
To our hearing, right? So if we stop right now and pay attention to our hearing, what happens? Close your eyes and just hang on. We'll say what we heard in a minute, but for a minute, let's just be quiet and listen. And I'm going to help you listen for a minute. So sometimes we can hear noises in our own body. There's noises in the room. There's noises, without making any extra noises, there's noises in the room. And there's noises outside the room. And if you listen really carefully, you might hear some of those. So now let's open our eyes. And each person can say one thing that they heard. Jennifer,
My heart beating.
you heard your heart beating.
You heard beating your mom.
Nick,
I heard people talking outside.
people talking outside. Dominic,
Can I say really all the things that I really hear?
well, we'll each just say one, and then if there's some extras, we'll come back.
I heard the microphone beating.
The microphone beating. Nicholas,
I heard the rock moving on my face.
the rock moving on your face. Justin,
My rock banging on the floor.
your rock banging on the floor. Steve,
I heard the crinkling of the stair.
yeah, me too. Brianna,
Heard the box moving because I was moving it.
the box moving, okay. Morgan,
I heard the rocking chair moving.
the rocking chair. Nikki,
I heard myself breathing.
yeah?
I
Javi,
heard that.
the you breathing or Nikki breathing? Or
No, that.
or the crinkling?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about the practice that you're going to do at home. Okay, so there is home practice for this course, and it has to do with the CD and the packet. So on the first page of the packet, if you open it up, it will tell you what the home practice is for the week. So if you look at the CD on the back, it says there's different tracks, right? One's called Jewel and one's called Treasure. And you can do either Jewel or Treasure once a day. Some people like to do it right when they get home from school before they do their homework.
I have soccer practice. Me too.
We're going to get to that. Some people like to do it right before they go to bed. Okay? The next part is called the Pleasant Events Calendar. Can I have your attention over here, please? So the Pleasant Events Calendar, you'll actually start today on Thursday, okay? And then you'll come back to Monday. But it's to notice something pleasant and to notice if you were aware that it was pleasant when it was happening, to notice how your body felt when it was happening, to notice your emotions and thoughts, and to notice what you feel like if you're remembering the pleasant event. And you can just write a few quick words about what was pleasant and what your thoughts were and how your body felt. But this is another way of practicing paying attention, okay? Choose one short activity that you do every day. So it needs to be something you do every day. It could be tying your shoes, it could be brushing your teeth, it could be taking a shower, it could be feeding your cat, it could be whatever you want, but you need to choose something that you do every day, and you need to do it mindfully. And what mindfully means is that when you're doing it, you're paying attention. So if Javid was going to tie his shoes mindfully, he would be paying attention to how it feels to pull the strings. He might pay attention to how it feels as the shoe gets tighter on his foot. He would be paying attention to what he's thinking, which is, you know, now I'm going to put this lace in that lace. Or maybe he's not thinking about that. He might notice that he's thinking about something completely different. He would be paying attention to how he's feeling. So he might be feeling pretty calm and tying his shoes kind of slow. Or he might be in a hurry and tying his shoes kind of fast and thinking, oh, I need to hurry up. So doing something mindfully means doing it with your full attention. So brushing your teeth mindfully means opening the cap and feeling opening the cap and squeezing the toothpaste and watching it come out and noticing how you put your hand to your mouth and noticing how you brush your teeth and the taste of the toothpaste and noticing how you spit and how you wash your toothbrush off. But this is practicing doing an activity mindfully. Okay, now, the other thing is that on here is our practice pages in the back, okay? And they start, the back, the very last page is this week. See where it says Thursday 10/11, that's October 11. So each day, I want you to check off if you did practice with the CD, and that's called formal practice. Practice with the CD is called formal practice. And informal practice is doing the mindful activity. So you can write shoe tying or teeth brushing or cat feeding. But I want you to check these off, and then each week you'll give them to me so that I know if you're practicing. If you're not practicing, please bring them in and don't check the boxes. It helps us to know who's practicing and who's not. But I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you to feel like you can't come to class if you didn't practice. And it's helpful to practice, okay? Dominic.
Can you write what you practice?
You can, on the first part, you can, where it says formal practice, you can write jewel or treasure, or you could even just write J or T to make it easy. And where it says informal practice, that's where you write brushing teeth or tying shoes or feeding the cat.
Giving my cat water.
It will work in a car. Justin,
Do we have to practice?
do you have to practice? The answer is no, you do not have to practice. However, if do you play a sport?
No.
He wants to.
He wants to play a sport?
I play football outside.
You play football outside
But not in a league.
with a teenager? If you want to learn something and you don't practice it, do you learn it very well?
Nope.
So the answer is no, you do not have to practice. I'm not going to make you practice. I'm not going to come to your house and say, why didn't you practice? And if you want to learn this, practice helps. Just like if you do a sport, or just like if you play an instrument, or even just like if you play a video game, the more you practice, the better you get, correct? Okay, Dominic.
Do you have to do treasure one time and another occasional and then do treasure again and another?
You could listen to each and see which one you like, and you could play that one, or you could alternate. It's up to you.
Or the ones that sound best?
Jewel is the one that we just did with the rock. Treasure's similar, but slightly different. And these first two practices are about paying attention to the breath. Okay? Are there other questions?